a crooked smile. Can I help you? Hey, Rinko! Can you hold, please? Whinging customer online 3 for you, Mr. Weasel.
Wait there quietly, squirrels. We'll deal in a moment.
Please, don't evict us, Mr. Badger. Show us some mercy.
Mercy? At Hare & Co., there's no such thing. Remember, your borrow is at risk if you do not keep up repayments on a loan secured on it. So, let me see if I've got this right. You squirrels couldn't pay Mr. Hare the rent for your house?
No, Mr. Badger.
So you borrowed money from Mr. Hare to pay your rent?
Yes, Mr. Weaver.
And now you can't pay back your loan?
No, Mr. Weasel.
Don't you keep any money saved up for a rainy day?
Yes, Mr. Ferret.
So where is it?
Well, it rained last Tuesday, so we spent it.
What on?
Umbrellas and wellies.
Well, you know what that means, don't you?
Yes, we can do our own production of Singing in the Rain.
No, it means you will be evicted immediately. Keys, please.
But we haven't got anywhere to go.
Keys! Ouch! This is terrible. Those poor squirrels have had nothing but trouble ever since they moved to the valley. What do you think they'll do now? Well, I suppose they'll just have to go and live in the woods. Well then, girls, who's going to do a spot of shorthand for me?
Oh, Harvey, let me...
Oh, girls, let's not fight over it. I'll tell you what. Betty, you come and sit here and take the notes. And Bunty, you sit here and give me a manicure.
Oh, Harvey, you're so wonderful. You're so kind and sensitive.
You too. Oh, I might have known you'd be involved, Tortoise. I'm not running a social club here. You know the rules. No talking. I have a good mind to dock your wages. I don't know why I bothered to employ such losers.
Oh, Harvey, you're all hot and flustered now. You just rest. We want you to look your best for the press conference, don't we?
I'll tell you what, Toby. When I'm elected mayor, there are going to be quite a few changes in this valley. One of them, including that the Hare and his family dock our wages indeed.
Well, you got my vote, Henry. Oh, shh, he's looking again.
That's it, Tortoise. I warned you once. Half a day's wages.
But Harvey...
I beg your pardon? What did you say? How dare you? It's Mr. Hare to you.
Excuse me, Mr. Hare. Lady Lucinda has arrived and the press are here.
I'll deal you later, Tortoise. Right, everyone. Places. And remember, smile.
Harvey, darling, how lovely to see you.
Oh, Lady Lucinda, you're looking radiant as always.
Oh, thank you, darling. Now, you haven't forgotten our little arrangement, have you? About my new credit card? I'm still having a few cash flow problems.
Say no more, Lady Lucinda. I quite understand. The best things in life may be free, but for everything else, there is Harvey Card. Not just a competitive interest rate of 99%, but you can also collect Hare Miles.
Oh, you're too kind. Now, as the official returning officer for the Evergreen Valley mayoral elections tomorrow, it gives me great pleasure to welcome everyone to this election press conference. Here we have the chaps from the Valley Echo, and we're also very lucky to have Jack Daw and his crew from Channel 10's evening news program.
Well, don't forget that isn't just about me.
there's another very important chap involved, you know. Let me introduce you to my friend and my opponent, Mr. Henry Hedgehog. Come on, Henry, old chap. Stop hibernating at the back and come forward. Okay, everyone. This is headline stuff. Let's get things moving. You make the news, we break the news. Okay, Mr. Hare, a little to your left, please. Are we ready, Bill? Ready when you are, Jack. What about the sound, Jenny? Just a quick test for levels. Testing. 1, 2. 1, 2. Yep, that's great, Jack. Right then. Are we ready to take? Okay, rolling. Good evening and welcome. When anyone says Harvey Hare, we immediately think of the hard-nosed millionaire business tycoon. Tight, mean, miserly, conceited, stingy, and uncaring. However, tonight we hope to dispel this myth and show a different side to this famous local Hare. We're here in Evergreen Valley at the offices of Hare & Co. to talk to Mr. Hare about his decision to stand as mayor and how he feels about his opponent being none other than his very own lowly official worker, Henry Hedgehog. Good evening, Mr. Hare. Good evening, Jack. And please, call me Harvey. Oh, thank you, Harvey. Now, your decision to stand as mayor may come as shock to some people. Indeed, it may, Jack. But I've always been extremely concerned about the well-being of the inhabitants of the valley and feel that is my duty to help in any way I can. My Auntie Ethel broke her false teeth on a rather chewy log, and Mr. Hare paid for a new set. Now she can play the saxophone again. It's a miracle! The man's a saint! God bless him! That's wonderful! Now, how did you feel when you found out that your own employee, Henry Hedgehog, was going to stand as mayor against you? Did you feel that he was trying to step out of his social class and... Hey, Jack, please, let me stop you right there. Henry is a fine man with just as many morals as me. Money and class has nothing to do with it. Maybe his boss, but we run a wonderful business here, and I like to think that my employees as members of my family. Henry is one of my closest friends, and I think it's fantastic that he is standing against me. If he wins, he will have my full support. Henry, it must be unbelievable to have a boss like Harvey. Well, yes. Unbelievable is a very good word. And what about your election program, Henry? We haven't heard too much about that. Well, I can let you have a copy of it, if I can just get my briefcase. Cut! Right. Let's hold it there for a moment. Perhaps, whilst Henry is getting himself sorted out, you wouldn't mind answering some questions from chaps from our own local paper, Harvey. Mr. Hare, perhaps I could ask you for a comment on the recent burglary from Lady Lucinda's house when her prized sunflower was stolen. I think it's disgusting that something like that could happen in our own valley. You think that we would able to sleep safe in our beds at night? But no! There is some person sneaking around and stealing prized possessions. I hope that the villain is caught quickly and dealt with most severely. Now, I know it's here somewhere. Oh my goodness, what we have got here. Quick, get the camera rolling again. Henry, what have you done? Oh, You don't think I stole this, do you, Harvey? My goodness, but you do! It wasn't me! Well, I would never have thought you could do such a thing. Henry, I'm shocked and disappointed in you. Henry would never do such a thing. It's a plant. We can see that, Toby. And Henry has stolen it. Mr. Hedgehog, I think you should accompany me down to the station. There are 1 or 2 questions I would like answering. What? Are you arresting me? But I don't know anything about it. I'm sorry you had to witness that, Lady Lucinda. I think that brings our press conference to an end. But Harvey, this is an important development. Will someone please remove these reporters? Well done, lads. Pleasure doing business with you, Mr. Hare, sir.
Oh, yes, money.
They've left, Mr. Hare. The building is clear. Right then. Now, I want you to go round to the Hedgehog house with this eviction notice and inform them that they have 12 hours to move out. Also tell them if Henry is lucky enough to get out of jail, he had better start looking for a new job. He's fired.
It was you, wasn't it?
Was that? Oh, it's you, Tortoise.
I can't believe even you would stoop this low.
What are you going on about?
Mind you, I should have known that you wouldn't let anything stand in your way. You were exactly the same at school.
You're sticking your neck out of bed, aren't you, Tortoise? Just shut up and go home.
You stole the sunflower, or at least you paid those 2 no-hoppers to steal it, and you planted it on Henry. Henry, who wouldn't hurt a fly. You're evil, Harvey, and you're fired. No, Harvey, I resign. You've pushed me around all my life. You always wanted to be the best, even if you had to cheat to get there. Well, I had enough.
You're a loser, Toby. You always have been, and you always will be. You're short, slow, and weak. You'll never beat me. No one will.
Don't be so sure of yourself, Harvey. There's more to me than you think.
Is that a talent? Don't be ridiculous, you wrinkled old prune.
What? Frightened? Harvey? Huh? Scared I might beat you something?
So you want me to prove how pathetic you are, do you? Okay, Shorty, put your money where your shell is. A raise!
A race?
Ah, who's scared now, Tortoise? Don't think those short, stumpy legs are up to it, eh?
Right, a race it is, but let's make it interesting. A bet. Everything I own against everything you own.
No problem. Tell you what, I'll throw in the title of mayor too.
Fine, the clearing tomorrow at noon.
It's a deal. But don't forget, Toby, you're a pathetic waste of space, and I can't wait to run you, darling snail family, out of this valley for good.